Hey y'all, how's it going? So today I wanted to do something really fun, and I'm sorry for the glare in my glasses. Filming this at night. Try to not blind you guys, but no promises because I have to look at my laptop for notes. Because today we are doing something very exciting. I need to go back up to the top of this document. My birthday is a little less than a month away. Yay, so excited. So that means it is time for an update on how the year 27 bucket list has gone. So I just updated all of my notes on there, and I was actually very surprised with how much I've accomplished because I kind of haven't been giving myself monthly updates like I usually do. So I was very excited to see all the progress I've made with all of these different goals. So I'm going to go down the list, and some of you might not know this, I'm a huge sucker for bucket lists. I can't remember how long I've been doing this, but probably like the past at least 4 years, every birthday I make a bucket list of things that I want to accomplish that year. So like last year, well, current year of my life, I am 27, so I had 27 things that I wanted to do this year. And then my bucket list for next year would have 28 things, but I'm actually going to change that, and I'll tell you guys about that in another video. But let's go ahead and do the update on the year 27 bucket list. So bucket list item number 1 was to eat a meal from another country, one that I haven't already tried. And I had to really think about this one because growing up I was super picky with foods, but now I'm pretty open to just about any type of food, other than like raw meats. I'll try just about anything. So I decided that I wanted to try some food from India. So I discovered that Red Fort is one of my new favorite restaurants. Their chicken tikka masala with naan and a non-alcoholic German beer is my absolute new favorite splurge meal. It is really pricey to get everything, so I've only had it twice in the past year, but it is so good, amazing. So yeah, I love that. I found a new favorite meal, so I'm very excited. So that was, check mark, A+. Very happy that I made myself get out of my comfort zone with that one. All right, bucket list item number 2, send 2 entries a month for publication. If you guys don't know, I'm a creative writing major at university. So for most of my classes, we're required throughout the semester to send submissions to different places, and we get credit for that. So my goal was to send 2 entries a month. So during the school year I did really good with that, where like the first week of the month I would sit down, and honestly I usually set out about 5 submissions per month. So I did really good with that during the school year. I got mostly rejections, or some of the places are still in review, so they're still reviewing the submissions and I haven't heard back from them yet. I haven't submitted anything during the summer because COVID-19 is just ridiculous, and I'm finally back at work in person, so I've just been focusing on that. However, I have gotten a couple of emails from publications asking me to submit work to them because they did like previous work I've done. It just wasn't right for the different like themes that they were publishing for that month's or that season's edition of their publication. So I'm going to be looking into those and sending out more submissions with that. Very exciting. Number 3 was to attend a work conference. That could have happened if COVID-19 wasn't a thing. However, I did get to attend a lot of webinars during quarantine, and I'm still hooked on them. I still have like so many that I'm signed up for through the rest of the summer. Actually, I think that I have a couple of online like conferences and events that I'll be attending all the way through the year. So that's very exciting. Okay, number 4. I do have some visuals. I have some things to show you guys. Number 4 is, where to go? To submit 2 items to the Southern Quill. So the Southern Quill is my school's literary magazine, literary journal. And this year I was the managing editor for that. I still send in submissions for all of the genres. So creative nonfiction, fiction, poetry, and visual arts. And my poem got accepted into this edition of the Southern Quill. Okay, first off, how beautiful is this cover and all of this artwork? Amazing, absolutely love it. And then, let's see, I marked it. Here is my poem. I published. So exciting. And I did not push my work through or anything like that. And then there's my little bio. Very exciting. And I'll talk again about the Southern Quill later in my bucket list as well. But that's very exciting to have my name in print. Yes. All right. Number 5 was to put lyrics to music. So I've got this little journal, DJ's Lyrics and Musings. So in here I have a bunch of like song lyrics that I've written. Let's see, this dates back to June of 2017. So like the past 3 years, anything, well not anything, almost every song that I've written is in here. Usually it just starts off as lyrics, and then later on, you know, I have music software on my computer that I go ahead and put the lyrics to music. So that's very exciting. So I did put at least one song to lyrics. It's called Rock the Boat. I have not released the music anywhere, but if you pop over to my Instagram, Denali_J_Lathrop, you can find the lyrics to that. I'll also post them in the description box on my YouTube channel. So, alright, let's see. That was number 5. Number 6 is to continue my portfolio for creative works. This is so exciting, you guys. So I have different binders, just kind of like around my house for different reasons. You know, just these cute little like 1.5 inch binders. I do things under different pseudonyms. Some things I write under my own name, and then I've got a couple different pseudonyms. Each name pseudonym has a different binder. So I'll be sharing some of those with you later in this video. But as far as my portfolio for creative works, I have a nature blog, and that has a lot of poetry and essays on it that I've done. I also have my Darcy blog, which is one of my pseudonyms, Darcy Llewellyn. And then I published a book, which I think I will be talking about later. Yes, I'll talk about that later with you guys as well. Alright, let's move on. So, number 7 was attend a conference for a school, group, club, or organization. I was going to do this. I was going to be able to go to Las Vegas with Sigma Tau Delta, which is an English Honor Society, and it's international. So that's pretty cool. I live just a few hours away from Vegas, so all the kids in my school, we were actually going to be able to go. But that happened like 2 weeks after the world shut down for coronavirus. So of course it got canceled. But I was really excited for that. So that's a bummer. All right, number 8 was review a manuscript from another author. Let me see all of my things. So, like I told you guys, I was the managing editor for the Southern Quill this year. And I just want you to look at how gargantuan this is. Usually, this is last year's edition. Usually, it's only about this big. This is about 100 pages. This was 250 pages. So it was really cool to be able to read through all the different submissions that we got and compiling this. Our graphic designer, Ashton Barney, was amazing. Spent so much time putting this together, especially since we didn't start at our official acceptances until after COVID-19. So the actual putting this together, full compilation, happened from home, from Ashton's laptop, communication with our publishing guy, and I can't even tell you how amazing Ashton is and how thankful I am for all of the hard work that was put into this edition. And I just got this today. I'm so excited. So excited. So I didn't review a manuscript from one author. I didn't just review someone else's novel or someone else's book or something. I was able to help with this. And then I also, let's see, is it too early to talk about this? I wasn't going to talk about this until later. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up now. I wrote my own book, Out of Her Mind, a collection of short works to raise mental health awareness. So this is a collection of mostly poetry, and a couple of short essays and some thoughts about mental health, how it's impacted my life, how it can impact other people's lives, that type of thing. So start to finish, this was completely me. I self-published, I did all the formatting, which was a crazy experience. So much time and effort went into this. This is just a baby book. This is, I think, a total of 48 pages. But so happy with how this turned out and that I can share this with the world. And there will be a follow-up to this, which I will share more information with you later in this video. You guys have to watch until the end of the video because there's so many exciting things that are in the works that are coming. So yeah, that was reviewing a manuscript. All right, number 9 was to attend the temple 2 times a month. The St. George Temple closed in November. They are doing renovations. They're going to be closed for a couple of years, and it's just a few blocks from my house. And I actually got to be there the day before it closed. I'm so happy I did. And then I think I got to make it out to Cedar one time. I think so. I honestly don't remember. I think that was just a little bit before coronavirus hit as well. I honestly don't remember actually. Let's see, number 10, on fast Sundays, write down my testimony. I was pretty good about that for a while, and then coronavirus happened, and life just went crazy. Oh, also, if you guys don't get what those last 2 things were about, Fast Sunday and the temple, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So those are things that mean a lot to me and to others of my faith. And if you want to learn more about that, subscribe to my channel because I will be talking about things like that in the future, explaining what I believe, how it impacts my life, that type of thing. That is something I want to do more in the future. Also, this is one of my favorite t-shirts where it says God is always good, or God is good all the time, something along those lines. Love it. Let's see. It's gonna be such a long video. If you guys are staying around this whole time, thank you so much. Okay, number 11. Submit a publication for the school newspaper. Yes. I pitched an idea. It was not accepted. So I took that idea, pitched it to a local newspaper. Actually, no, it wasn't a newspaper. It's a magazine, Utah Stories. And that is how I got my first freelance job. I wrote a story about Provo's Most Eligible, talking about season 2, how that went, improvements that were made from season 1, and then also a little bit of what I hope to see in season 3, and how it also compares to The Bachelor, because of course everyone either watches The Bachelor or at least knows a little bit about it. So then this is Provo's, like BYU's version of The Bachelor. It's very exciting, very cringy. Go watch it if you haven't. They're on YouTube. Okay. So yeah, that was my first freelance job. Number 12 is to blog once a month for my personal account, my nature account, and also for Darcy Llewellyn. I did pretty good on that for like the first 3 months. And then I stopped blogging altogether because school got crazy. A fall semester was insane, with just all the workload I had. And then spring semester, like January, February, I think I blogged a little bit. And then coronavirus happened. And I just had to focus on doing online schoolwork. I did start blogging a little bit, again, on my personal account. I haven't done anything with nature. I want to do something with that very soon, and also with Darcy Llewellyn, so keep an eye open for those. And I will link all of that on my YouTube. Excuse me. Alright, number 13. This one is, I think, what I was most excited about when I made my bucket list last year. Number 13 was to write a manuscript of my memoir. And my goal was to have it outlined by the end of October. So the full outline by the end of October. So basically just like a table of contents, how many chapters I wanted, what I wanted, and the general theme of each chapter to be. And then to have half of my manuscript written by the end of 2019. That did not happen. Actually, I did outline quite a bit. This is my memoir binder. From Santa's Elf to a Lizard Whisperer, a memoir by Denali Jewel Lathrop. This will be the title of my book, and I love it so much. Because the town I grew up in is called, well, the small town I'm from is called Moose Creek. The small city I'm from is called North Pole, Alaska, which, yes, that is where Santa's house is. It's quite amazing. So from Santa's Elf to Lizard Whisperer, I live in a desert, and I legit whisper to lizards all the time. I whispered to a lizard today. It was quite fantastic. I almost stepped on him, so I told him I was sorry. But yeah, I've got a lot of things outlined. I've written a prologue. I've got, you know, like an introduction, lots of cool, amazing things in here. I have how it's pretty much going to end. There will be some, there'll be a lot of interesting anecdotes in here, a couple of poems because I'm a creative writing major. I do a lot of poetry, so I'm very excited for that. So I definitely did not complete the manuscript for that. That is something that I will keep on working on, and I'll need to decide in the future what my timeline for that will be, because I just really need to nail it down. Because I know that once I set a goal of when I'm going to finish it, now that I only have 1 semester of college left, thank heavens, I'll kind of have a little bit more control over my life ish. I'm gonna make it happen. Okay, let's see, that was number 13. Number 14, another thing that I was super excited about was to start a brag book / career portfolio. So my plan for this was to just create a binder with different categories. And I do want to, sometime in the near future, by the end of the year, that's my goal, by the end of the year of 2020, move this into an online portfolio of some type. So this is my brag book. Again, another like 1.5 inch or so binder, and this is not organized at all. Like, it just has this one little divider in there, but it's got like training documents that I've made, like a full training script, just like some different documents, different like journals and such that I have been mentioned in, different documents that I've created, copies of letters of recommendations and job applications. Like that right there was like my cover letter for my application for the managing editor for the Southern Quill. Yeah, so many exciting things in here. I work in a library, so I do library displays, so I did blind date with a book. So lots of cool things in that binder. I really need to organize it. I need to buy dividers first and then work on that. Number 15 was a Barnes & Noble or bookstore or library date. I didn't go with anyone else. Well, like I kind of did, like I slept over at a friend's house, and then a group of us went to like Barnes & Noble. I had some homework to do, which was read a book for one of my classes. It was a novel, so it didn't really feel like homework. But like I got myself like a full breakfast from Starbucks or whatever the coffee shop is in there. I think it's Starbucks. So I kind of counted that. It's definitely something I want to do again in the future, but like a real date. Number 16, get new glasses. I got this pair, and I also got another pair as well. Let's see, number 17 was to grow my Instagram review account. So for a while, I did have a review account on Instagram, which was mainly companies would contact me to review their products either through my Instagram account, and they would pay me a commission for that, or I'd review on Amazon and then they would like ship me the free products to review, something along those lines. And just after doing it for like, I think it was 6 months or so, it just wasn't what I really wanted to do. So I shut that account down and I started up a new one. So like I have a private personal account and then I have a public personal account. And with that new account, I just wanted it to be more intentional. So like I was really intentional about who I follow, what kind of content I share on there and whatnot. I also started a Southern Utah YSA dating Instagram account where I share fun ideas and dates to do here in Southern Utah. That was pretty fun. I don't do much with the dating one, but I pop on there every so often, so that's pretty cool. Did I miss one? Number 18 was to attend one webinar or free class per season. Because of COVID-19, I definitely am accomplishing that. I attend so many webinars. So many. Number 19, get a houseplant and don't kill it. I got a couple of aloe vera plants a couple months ago. One of them did die. But the other one is still thriving. I wish I had grabbed it before this, so I could show you my cute little aloe vera plant that's like green and cute and beautiful. So that's very fun. Number 20, make goals and plans on how to continue our family history. For Christmas, for my family, I want to create like flashcards, almost kind of like a game of 5 generations of our families, like as kids, our parents, their parents. Let me rethink how to say this. Me and my siblings, my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, and my great-great-grandparents on both sides. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have one set for my family. If I am dedicated enough, I'll make a set for my family to keep at their house and a set for myself. But we'll see. It'll just be like a picture of each of the people and then info on the back about them. So it'll be pretty cool. Yeah, still need to figure out those types of things. But I am going to have that done for Christmas this year. I have 6 months from today. Because guess what? It's on Christmas today. So, just so you guys know, that is my favorite holiday of all time. I actually have my Christmas tree up right now. And my birthday presents are under it. So, that's very exciting. Number 22. Oh, you guys, I know I've said this already. Excuse me. That so many of these are like my favorite things ever. This is another one of my favorite things. So bucket list item number 22 was to make a list of my top 50 books, my top 50 favorite books, which would include all genres and age ranges, and yeah. So of the 50 books, I've only listed 10 so far. 10. On my Darcy Llewellyn blog, I did a blog post where I listed my top 10 favorite books. So I did that. And then I recently did a YouTube video where I shared some books written by people I know. A few of them are Eddie the Ermine and My World of... Sorry, words are hard tonight, you guys. And My World of Glass. And I just wanted... Actually, I do have plans of how to share these 50 books in the future. So let me just give you a quick glance. These are YouTube videos that will be coming sometime soon this summer. Another one will be books by people I met, and these have been autographed. So this one, Inside the Animal, and then Why Not Today. Another video will be books by people who inspire me, which would be The Lipstick Gospel, Wildly Optimistic, My Story by Elizabeth Smart, and Every Single Moment. This is actually a prayer journal. Highly recommend. I'm probably going to do a separate video for this one. And then one more category is some of my all-time favorite storylines, which would be Little Women, Pygmalion, Northanger Abbey, and the Love Comes Softly series. So excited, you guys. There's so many things coming. Okay. Number 23. Prepare a manuscript copy of my novel. Do you guys get that I love writing? Like, a lot. So, I wasn't kidding when I said I have, like, binders for everything. This is the binder for my novel. This is a working title, but That Darn YSA Life, a satirical novel or novella. This is going to be looking at dating life within YSA, young single adult, branches and church congregations for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. There's a very unique culture and way to go about dating. Very interesting. So that would be a very fun novel to write, and that actually is going to be an entire class that I am taking during fall semester. It's an independent study class, so my teacher and I will come up with a syllabus, and I will write my novel. I have a ton of research I'm going to do. Let me see if I can show you guys. See that box up there? That entire box is filled with books. A lot of them are novels written by authors who are of the same religion. Some of them are... There's a lot of stuff. Basically, I'm doing a ton of research on different things. There's also like the 5 love languages, the 5 love languages singles edition, the 5 love languages men's edition. I'm very excited for all the research I get to do for this book. So that will be coming. That manuscript will be finished by the end of fall semester. So by December 11th of 2020, that manuscript will be done. I'll be pitching this idea to a couple of different publishers, different companies. By October, I'll have the full manuscripts sent out. By December 11th, that's the last day of the semester, so very excited. Even if it comes down to me self-publishing again, like I did with my other book. So excited for this book to become a thing. If you have any ideas for the title, please let me know. There is one other novel I for sure will write, because I absolutely love the title. I just need to think of a storyline that matches the title. So, very excited for that. Again, thank you so much if you stayed around this long. I did not intend for this video to be more than 15 minutes, and we're already at 32 minutes. So feel free to skip your way through this. I will be sure to, down in the description below, list out what each of these bucket list items were. So let's see, number 24 was, okay, so numbers 24, 25, 26, and 27, when I originally made this list, I left those blank because I was like, I don't know, I want to have just a couple of wild cards and I can just write in like some cool things that I did. So number 4 ended up being sleep on a park bench. So I met this guy and we were talking. I don't even remember how this conversation came up, but he mentioned that one thing he's always wanted to do is to sleep on a park bench. So we talked about it and we made it happen. We ended up sleeping on a park bench at a kid's park, which is dinosaur themed. That was the night that I saw my first raccoon. Kind of freaked me out, but it was super fun. And I actually just went back to that park a couple weeks ago and was like, oh my gosh, this is where I saw my first raccoon. So very exciting. So if you've never slept on a park bench, give it a try. Just make sure to do it in a safe place where you're not gonna be mugged or something like that. But highly recommend Seeking Discomfort. Yes, I just said the Yes Theory catchphrase, motto, whatever. Love them. Let's see, number 25 was ride on a carousel. So near the public library, there's this big park, there's like a water pad, and there's this awesome carousel, which I had never ridden before. I've lived here for 3 years now, and I just happened to be over on that side of town with some friends. The first Friday of almost every month, we basically have a city party where all these street vendors, you know, will set up booths. A bunch of food trucks will come. So we went to be a part of that, and we went and rode on the carousel because rides were super cheap. Usually they're like $5 or $6. That night I think it was like $1. So that was very exciting. I didn't ride on like one of those horses. They just had a couple of benches, so I sat on one of those, but it was really fun. Our guy friend didn't join us, but we waved, so it was fun. Number 26, get a henna tattoo. So I I don't think this qualifies as a henna tattoo. I honestly don't know what it was, but during like a rush week or something at school, I was just like walking through and I saw this lady, and her business name was like Little Henna Tattoos or something like that, or Little Henna. And I was like, hey, can I get a tattoo? Like, this washes off after like 2 weeks or something, right? She's like, yeah, that's exactly what this is. And I was like, okay, cool. So what I did, I just got it on my hand. I got like a heart. So one side was like a traditional heart, and then the other side was like a semicolon. And that, can't remember which specific, not movement, but thing it goes with. It's like Suicide Awareness Week or something like that. Basically what it symbolizes is that you are loved and your story hasn't ended. There's just a semicolon because that connects one sentence to what comes next, which I thought, it's just like such a beautiful meaning. And if I were the type of person to get a tattoo, that is something that I would consider because it has such a deep meaning to it. So I did get a temporary tattoo of that on my hand. It lasted about 2 weeks, so that was pretty cool that I just randomly happened upon it, and it's something that I had wanted to do for a while, so pretty fun. Let's see, number 27 was learn how to play guitar. You guys, I'm terrible at A, learning how to play an instrument, and B, committing to it. I've tried to learn to play so many instruments, you guys. Like, I can't even count how many. I could try, but like, I learned how to play recorder in elementary school because it was required. And I've done the viola, a clarinet, percussion. I feel like there might have been another one in there. And guitar. My guitar happens to be over in the corner over yonder. I actually have not had success with it, so I actually listed it for sale on one of the Facebook like marketplace pages. So I'll be a little sad to see it go because it's a really pretty guitar, but I don't use it, and I don't really anticipate myself teaching myself within the next year or so. So I'll let this go to a new family, and sometime later in life I will try again. Yeah, in my notes on my computer I legit wrote tried, not successful, will try again in the future. So try again. I'm totally fine. Admitting defeat. Anyways, so there's that. That is year 27 bucket list update. Again, thank you so much if you've watched this entire video. I did not mean for it to be 40 minutes. I meant for it to be 15. Guess I can only put this on YouTube now. It cannot go up on Instagram TV because it's too long. But I just wanted to give you a quick heads up of some things to expect with year 28. Kind of like how I mentioned earlier, the past few years, as I've done my bucket list, I've always done, like, however old I'm going to be that year, that's how many bucket list items I have. So this year I'm 27, I did 27 items. And it seems like a stretch, you know? So I am changing gears for this next year. Because one thing that I've just been trying to do better overall is just like have a broader vision and then funnel it down into smaller goals. So basically, I'll show you my vision board. Sorry, I can't get it all in one shot, but this is basically like my 2 to 5 year vision board. Some of the things I want to do. And then on the back, I've got this list of like steps for planning for change, and then this cute quote, you know, grow where you were planted. So my thought, there's plenty of room, blank space on the back here, where I can write goals, you know, of what I'm going to do. So that's how I'm going to approach year 28, where I have just a couple of goals, like specific goals that I want to achieve. And like you guys saw, there's a lot of things that are already in the works. My memoir, my novel, some other things. And this sticky note has like 3 things listed on it. Let me read you those 3 things. This will pretty much be my focus for year 28. Number 1, blogging and YouTube. I am not a YouTuber, and I probably never will be, and that's fine. But I'm going to make YouTube videos. You know, that will be kind of like a way to hold myself accountable by telling other people what my expectations are, what some of my goals are, and what I'm going to do to achieve them. So I actually have this little bin right here, this little box that says to create. And there are a couple of journals and things in there with lists of ideas for videos for YouTube, ideas for blogging, short little videos I can make on TikTok as well. And then also things I can do on my Instagram accounts. So that's what I'm going to do. Some of those things. 2 of my big projects that I'll be focusing on within the next year or 2 are, I want to make some type of coffee table type book. I really love things like this, you know, where it's themed. It's got these really nice pages with like pictures and then some type of history or some type of narrative. So I want to make some type of coffee book. As I mentioned before, I do have a nature blog, so I can easily make kind of just an all-encompassing nature. I've written a lot of nature poems and essays and short stories. I have so many nature pictures. But if you guys just want to give me some of your feedback on that, what do you think are some good subjects for coffee table type books, or like bathroom reading that anybody can pick up and enjoy? Let me know, because I want to make at least one coffee table type book. I'll probably do more in the future. I just, you know, need one idea to start with and kind of take that off running. Another thing I want to do, well, actually before I get to that, one thing I also want to do this year is I want to make calendars. So I'm going to start designing calendars now so that come October, November, when people start thinking about Christmas gifts, they might consider buying one of my calendars. So these can also be themed. I think there's like, I might keep it pretty simple, where it might just be an all-around nature theme, and then one that is Alaskan scenery. If that's something you guys are interested in, comment down below. Let me know if that is something you're interested in, so I can kind of get an idea for that, and I'll start looking at some marketing techniques. I'll also start playing around with designs so I can get you guys an idea of what the price point and shipping points would be for that as well. Okay, final thing that I will be working on. We already talked about this book, Out of Her Mind, and like I said, it is very short, but I do want to do a follow-up book to that, where I would be real people sharing their real experiences with mental health. I got this idea, the idea for this, it's kind of loosely based upon this book, Humans of New York Stories, where basically there is a picture of a person that the photographer just randomly met on the street, and then there's just like a one sentence or just a few sentences telling what their story is. Now I'm totally open to it being longer, you know, like this, where it's a couple paragraphs or even a couple of pages. If this is something that you would be interested in participating in, please let me know. I won't be starting work on this right away. Honestly, it probably won't even be until next summer that I start really thinking about the logistics of this book. But it would be a follow-up to this one. This book was called Out of Her Mind because it's some of my thoughts where, and obviously this can have double meanings, where people might think I'm crazy because of how mental health, my mental illnesses affect me. So this follow-up book will be called Out of Our Minds, which again can have multiple meanings. We might seem crazy because of what our mental illness is, how mental health affects us, but it'll also give people a scientific look at how our minds and our brains work and how that affects our moods and our cognition and all of that. So, like I said, that's at least a year out before I start really working on that. But let me know what you guys think. Just comment down below any thoughts that you guys have. Again, sorry that this is such a long video. In the future, I will be talking about all those different topics that I shared, all those different YouTube videos I said I was going to be making. So keep your eye out for that. Hope you guys have a great day or night, depending on when you watch them.